Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. Wow, look at that view. Welcome back to City Skylines. Oh, that's not a very nice view. That's just kind of the edge of the map. Let's not look at that. So, since last time, I've only done a couple things. I went ahead and let this run for a little bit. I did put in our first university, and we are eventually going to do the campus DLC, just not yet. And then I also put in the metro. It just has a few stops. One there, one down here, and then one down here. Pretty much in the commercial area, so they don't make too much noise. And then there's bus lines pretty much near all of the metros. There's a bus stop, so people can get on and off. So like right there, boom, bus stops. Actually, no, there's not a bus stop there, is there? Yeah, we should change that, shouldn't we? Let's bring this line down here. They're going to be unhappy about it, but oh well. There we go. Only two people aren't happy about it. So that'll bring that bus stop right there to the metro so they can get on the bus from the metro. And then same thing right over here by the school. There's two bus stops, one on each side of the road. So today we need to go ahead and get some more residential going here and then start thinking about how we're going to get our farming industry started, because we're definitely going to need some more jobs pretty quick. Not going to do any high density yet. I mean, I can, but I really want to wait until we get over here before we start doing high density, which we may do this next. I've never tried having two parts of the city so far apart from each other. But I kind of like the idea of having just like these little communities kind of unto themselves. So that's what we're going to do. I am going to throw in a high-rise ban on this, though. So because I would like to start doing... oh, I can't do high-rise ban yet. Shit. I would like to start doing offices here, but I guess I can't. So, we'll just do it without. So we're going to fill all of this in back here. Kind of concerned that maybe the railroad tracks will create a lot of noise, especially once we get some sort of train depot in back here. But, well, that's a bridge we'll cross when we get to it. All this in nicely here. I would like to have a little bit more commercial, like an actual commercial center, instead of just a big row of commercial along the outside here. So maybe we'll make all of this commercial. Because commercial is nice and happy when the residents actually pass through it, which, you know, makes sense, because if people aren't going there to shop, let's speed up time as well. If people aren't going there to shop, then, you know, commerce is kind of unhappy. And since we're doing low density commercial, it's okay to have residential right next to it. It does make some noise, but not nearly as much as high density commercial does. Speaking of noise from the highway... yeah, I want to keep this. Come on. There we go. Definitely want to keep this stuff right here by the highway. But this should be high enough right here above the road and far enough from the road that I can switch to residential. And I'm just going to go ahead and get this filled up with residential and commercial, and in hopes for there being some industrial need. There was some. We were actually up to like 8,200 people, but then once they upgraded, it went down. I don't really understand that. I did put in a few more of the disaster shelters, actually several more, and I also made districts so that I knew roughly how many people lived everywhere. Like there were 2,000 people over here, but then when they upgraded, it went down. I thought it was supposed to go up when they upgraded, but whatever. I did also put in a couple parks to bring in land value over here, because there was nothing at this end really doing anything for us for land value. So over here we have 2 disaster shelters, and then over here we have 3. And each one holds 1,000. What I need to do, though, is real quick pause. I want to get rid of these smaller disaster antennas, because let's leave this open. There we go. That way I can hold them. Because they each cost $200 and something a piece, and I have several. When I could have probably one, maybe just two of the really large ones cover the whole area. So that's what we're gonna try to do, is get just one of the really big ones in. So that gets rid of all that. So real quick, do that so I can see. There we go. And then, like, I think if I put one in up here, I'd really like to not get rid of those rocks, but I don't think I'm gonna have a choice. I could have it go here and straddle the highway. I mean, it's just the guide wire that's straddling the highway. Yeah, I kind of like that idea, actually. Let's bring it in and turn it a bit. Like there, and then put it like right there-ish. That'll work. It should get power. And then let's unpause and see how much coverage that gives us. See, that covers nearly the whole town. Compare here, $432 versus $208. I had, what, 5 of those? So that was over 1,000. So even if I do 3 of these, I'm still spending less money. So, not so bad, I don't think. So what we'll do is try to get one in up here to get this end of town covered, and that'll go way out to that direction. Plus, this gets up into the industrial area where we want to go as well. So that helps us. And then we'll get one here maybe in the midst of all these water towers. This is going to be like water tower quarter. Oh, I also had to add in a couple more water towers. So there we go. 3 antennas versus the 5 that we had. So we were at over 1,000. Now we're at 1,200, but I don't have to put any up here. And I like the bigger, taller antennas anyway. So we have no residential demand, but we have a lot of places complaining about no workers. So that should balance out pretty quick. So while that's working, what I need to do is come over here. I'm going to have to pause to do this. We need to get an interchange in here that is going to service both sides of this area. What I'm worried is that I don't really have anything that is going to do it nicely that isn't huge as well. Well, that's not huge. But I think I've used this before and it didn't really work all that well. I mean, I like the idea of it, but I don't really understand, 1, why it's up in the air. And 2, I'm worried that it's going to create more traffic problems than it fixes. Let's take a look and see what it looks like here. So we've got... Oh, I see what it does. Okay. Oh, it does weird things. What's happening here? Oh, because they used anarchy, I bet they turned off collisions when they made this. Can I fix that? Nope. Yeah, see, they turned off collisions when they made this road. Or one of these roads. Like, you can anarchy that in, but you don't have to... That's why they had to turn off collisions. What they did is they also turned off snapping. Yeah, I just don't care for the way that looks because of that. It's not very aesthetically pleasing. Oh, that is so loud. I know my headphones have to be picking that noise up. That is so ungodly loud. There we go. I'm terrible at building my own interchanges, is why I always use pre-built ones. I have this, which is a slightly different take on it, which could be okay right here. I mean, that's kind of the same idea. You know what? We'll go with this for now and see what that gets us. So we need to demolish all of this. Our road upkeep is going to be really high now. So I just put in I'm putting in a bunch of roads. What do you mean slope too steep? No, it's not. And that should connect down here just fine, and it should connect up there just fine. So right about there. And then that gives me access to the farming industry. And when we finally have something over here, it gives me access over here. So let's reconnect our highway here now. Ugh, why are you so, ugh? I don't like you being so, ugh. We'll fix it. Okay, so this is just 2-lane. This should be 3-lane here. Yeah, this needs to be 3-lane. The slope is not too steep. You made a bridge, thanks. I'm gonna have to make that 2-lane. Won't fit otherwise. And why is this all being so strange? It's being very, very strange. Okay, so let's put this on the ground. Lag. And then come in here and give this a bit of a curve. And then let's see if I snap it, what happens. There we go. And then let's try to make this a little nicer. Which is my higher point here? Definitely down there. Okay. So what we'll do is go through here and slope this down. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing here. Okay, we got a weird node there. So then from there to there, try to make that look a little nicer. There we go. That's a much nicer slope. Still not so happy about this. Why is this road different? I want it to all look the same. There, that's better. It really needs to be... It's like this needs to be 3-lane. Because it goes off, and then it needs to be 3-lane coming back on. But a 3-lane road's not going to fit there. So I really need the same on the other side, and it's going to overlap each other. So we're going to have to stick with 2-lane for now, and if it becomes a traffic nightmare, well, then we'll have to adjust. I guess what I could do is make this go down to just 1 lane right here. Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, let's get this end reconnected, which to do that, we're going to need to do that. And curve, and I want it to stay on the ground, not make a bridge. There we go. Those aren't the exact same distance apart, so they don't look exactly the same. What road did they use that I'm not using here? Is there a different 2-lane highway? 2-lane highway. Oh, I bet they used this one. That's it. Okay, that's why it looks so different. Okay, well now that I know, I can fix this. So we'll get that in. Get that. Not upgraded, but changed. And then that all connects nicely there. How is this slope? A little funky, so let's unfunk it. That's an official term. We're unfunking a road. So go to there. So there to there, nice. And then from here to here. I just don't like how it gets all wobbly and bumpy. And by smoothing it out, that should get rid of those bumps. For the most part, it does. Okay, good. So that gets me into this area. I am concerned that this isn't going to be enough capacity and that we're going to have trucks coming across to use the depot that's going to go in. But I could counter that by maybe doing like making this elevated and bringing a little road in underneath here, so that they actually don't have to come through this interchange to go between the two sides. So we can do that, and then down here we could do a bridge over to take care of that. I want a connection on this end as well, but I don't have nearly enough space for it. I think what we'll do is once I guess I could bring it off of this roundabout. Yeah, and just have a road that kind of curves in and comes around. Though that'd be really, really close to these guys. What I would want to do is bring this road up into here. And I'm not so hot at building these. Well, that's something to think about. For now, we're just going to get this going, though. So we do have this zoned out. My voice keeps cracking today. We do have this zoned for our industry. Right? Did I make a district the other day, yesterday, whenever it was? Today? It was today. It's park area. Industry area. There we go. Cool. It is an industry area. Just trying to figure out how I want these roads to come out. And I kind of like that they're going off that way. And farmland tends to be kind of just squares. So, how about we bring this over and then down. And then it can kind of curve and come over into this area and do something down there. I don't know what yet. But I also need to think about where I'm going to get this depot, because I just don't want to throw too much traffic on one single road and wind up with just a traffic nightmare on the depot. Because we don't have the most... While we have a lot of roads, they're not the most high density things here. And they're all so close together that upgrading them to 3 lanes is going to be a major undertaking. I mean, you saw right here, these are so close together that it's next to impossible without hours of work. But anyways, let's get this farm started. We can go ahead and unpause now that the highway is reconnected. I'd also like to have some 4-lane roads eventually, but let's see where this goes. So we'll go to about here. So we'll go to like here. And then we'll turn a little bit and kind of follow this. So let's put our main farm building like back here. Like right next to these trees. Industry, farming, and... Oh, bam. Cool. And then we need to think about, you know, the usual of... We've got the small crop field, we've got small fruit fields, and we have the small animal pastures. I have my handy-dandy spreadsheet that tells me what I need of everything. So I'm going to need 3 small animal pastures, 7 small crop fields, 7 small fruit fields. Not all right now, but I will eventually need them. What I'm also going to need is water. So let's bring that up here through the highway and have it come here and over. And this farm is going to take a lot of water. So we want it to be right-hand turns out into a barn, right-hand turn into an animal pasture. I mean, that's how you want this to work. So we can have like a field right next to the trees. We can put, well, we don't have barns yet, so we can put a couple storage silos. And then right next door to that, we have the animal pasture. And then next to that, we just have a little storage area. or a big storage area that holds our animal products. It'll take a minute for that to get anything because, well, this guy hasn't done anything yet. But yeah, sure, you can be pig farmer. And of course, this is not going to get people in anytime soon, but this is where I want to bring this just down to here, and this is where we're going to have a bridge. So, why is it not? Oh, it's because there's nothing for it to snap to. Actually, I think I want this road to come on down a little bit more here. And then bring this. There we go, up here. Like that. And now we make a bridge. I don't know why I said it like that. So we'll get a bridge right there, and I just realized my mistake. Actually, let's just bulldoze the damn thing. Just to make sure it's in the right spot, and just turn this to a normal thing so that it will behave properly. So there, and now we go up our 9 that we want to go up to right there, and then we bring this down. Can you go straight? Why can't you go straight right there? Fine, be a weird bridge. That works, actually. I thought it would wind up doing that longer bridge, but that was way down here that we did that. But I think I would like a bridge down here as well that connects up to here. So let's follow this out. For now, we're just going to connect it and do this, and then see where this comes in, which is right there. And then get rid of this here and rebuild it with a bridge. Because I don't want a level crossing on the railroad tracks. That will be bad things. And then you just connect where you want to connect, which that's fine by me. So there we go. We've got a way for people to get in and out of the farm area to come over here and work, which is a good thing. Unemployment is at 3%. We've got a big need for more commercial, surprisingly, which is why I left a tiny little bit of that unzoned. And then how many workers do we have here? It's going to take us a while to get this upgraded anywhere that it's actually going to be doing anything. So I've got to get 500 units produced and 48 workers in here. I know that I want to have, like I said, I want to have 7 crop fields, 7 fruit fields, some animal pastures, cattle sheds, all that, and flour mills, which I don't think we have flour mills yet, do we? No, that's coming soon. Level 2 farming area. So let's start thinking about our next bit of farm here. I kind of want to make these dirt roads. Man, they go so slow when it's dirt roads. But I also don't like that these look like they're such city streets. You know, farms don't have street lamps there. I mean, none of these really work. So I guess I'll just do, I could do this. Just a plain cement road like that. Yeah, I think that works better for farming. And industry in general, if it's going to be 2 lanes, I think this looks better. Just a patch of concrete. When I lived in Ohio, it was a farming area, and it was basically that. It was just plain old roads. So let's get a good gap here. And then where does this need to go? So to clear that is 270. So if I do 540, that should work. Let me get these in back to back. And what we'll do is here, and then we'll bring this to here. Kind of eating into our tree line a little bit there, but it's okay. It'll be fine. Trust me. So, no, we're not building a park, Brandon. We are building more farming. So I want another... let's do a fruit tree thingy here. So we'll do this here. We will do a couple of silos. I know you don't have any water. Just give me a minute. And then this should hopefully just fit. Yep, fits fine. Like, come on, go over. There you go. And then I don't know that I need another storage area because they can come around. They can make a right out of there, come around. So actually, what I'm going to do is bump this to here. I'm going to bump these down to here. And put a second fruit field right next to that one. Did I put a fruit tree thing in there? I didn't. Okay, we'll get rid of it because that's what I want. I want fruit trees back here. There. And then we've got a little gap there to put in like workers' barracks and stuff like that once we get upgraded to that level. So we'll run that over to there, we'll run that over to there, and that is a decent start on a farm. It's going to take it a while to get upgraded. Wow, they have plenty of crops. Like plenty. Well, those are nice at a good level. You don't want them too full. Then it's just sitting there and has to be exported, which don't really have the trucks to be in use for exporting right now. I was afraid of that they were going to come in and go that direction. So only problem with having it on these type of roads without a median is they can make a left to do deliveries, and I'd really prefer that they always made rights. So we may have to... Oh, hey, look what we did. We may have to put in a road with a median. I don't know. We might not be able to avoid it, unfortunately. But we'll figure that out in the next video. So until then, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.